Dan, the Marketing Man Moskal here, and we're talking about how to be successful. And one of the stories that really displays what it takes to be successful many times is the 1972 Andes flight disaster, where 45, maybe it was 46, I apologize, people were on a plane that crashed in the Andes Mountains. Only 16 people ultimately survived, but these guys spent 72 days at altitude of like 12,000 feet. Ultimately, they ended up, some people call it cannibalism. You can call it what you want, but they were forced into a position where they had to consume other people's bodies. And here's one of the stories. This is how it worked. So they were in the plane crash, and then I believe it was a couple days later, there was an avalanche that killed more people that had survived the initial plane crash. One of the guys, Nando Parado, had actually invited his mother and his sister along last second, both of whom didn't survive. And Nando is the gentleman who, with another guy from the accident, actually led these two. They climbed through the Andes Mountains. No experience. I believe they hiked, it was just under 40 miles. But 40 miles at 12,000 feet altitude, even 7,000 feet altitude, that is like 400 miles at sea level. If you've never been in altitude like that, it is much more difficult, and it's one of those things you just have to experience to fully understand, fully appreciate. I went to Utah a few years ago and went snowmobiling in the mountains and got altitude sickness, and it was not a pleasant experience by any means. Nothing compares to it. But here's the thing. Success can be so difficult that it can often feel like there's one thing after another thing that are all created there to block and prevent or stop you. Napoleon Hill called this a testing period, a testing time, and whatever the case may be, it's guaranteed to happen, period. You know, but successful people most of the time are able to overcome that. And I'm not talking about success just financially. I'm talking about real, true, genuine success. Financial is a part of that, but Napoleon Hill again said it was 2 in every 100. Earl Nightingale said it was 5 in every 100 people are truly successful. You can figure out and decide whatever you want to be the true case, but sometimes it does take one, forgiving yourself for the past mistakes, such as inviting your mother or your sister along, which, were fatal consequences. 2, sometimes it requires persevering through everything. Nando Parado tells the story of how he came to false summits, meaning he thought he was at the top of the mountain, only to see, wow, there's another 20 miles or endless mountain peaks and 6 more mountains that I have to summit before I'm even close to where I really want to be. It does take that, and then it also takes, reaching out from time to time and asking for help, asking for assistance from people that are worthy and that can give that to you for specific things. And it's also helping and giving to other people. One of the things that drove Nando to leave was to let his dad know what had happened to his mom and his sister. It's weird the way life works, but use these things, and when you have setbacks and adversity, use that as fuel for your future and your achievement today and your success today, and then do it again tomorrow, and then do it again the day after. Success is achieved 1 minute, 1 day, just like sobriety for the alcoholics and the drug addicts. It's all 1 moment at a time, 1 day at a time. And a whole bunch of days turns into a whole bunch of weeks and a whole bunch of months and a whole bunch of years and a whole lifetime of success versus a whole bunch of days of fooling around, goofing off. In George S. Clason's book, The Richest Man in Babylon, he talks about the goal of throwing a pebble into the stream every day. He said, I wouldn't forget and say, tomorrow I'll throw 2 pebbles. He said, I'd turn around and go throw today's pebble in, and then tomorrow I'd make sure to throw that day's in. It's so small, a lot of these little daily disciplines. So if you want to know some more, this is Dan, the Marketing Man Moskal. We've written a number of books now, including the Entrepreneur's Bible to Riches, the Gospel of Wealth Attraction, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, also on the Kindle and an audio book. Please visit the link in the description below to check out an article at our website, sign up for some more free tips. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and looking forward to talking to you again soon.